Preparing to leave a narcissist is no small task, because if you have kids and it's going to be a legal mess, you're not doing this divorce via mediation. You're going to need an attorney, and you're going to need an attorney who understands narcissism, which is not all of them. So you have got to do your due diligence. You've got to get all your financials in order. You have got to know what you're dealing with, because if a narcissist senses you're going to leave them, they'll sometimes start spending money, moving assets. Like this is war. Yeah. And so, but you can't start screaming and yelling war. You need to very quietly behind the scenes do your preparation, figure out where the money is, who's got what. So if they do start moving and hiding money, you'll be able to at least sort of know what's going on and be able to, get what belongs to you.
Yes.
In terms of custody, though, that's the most painful. By and large, courts in the United States want to award joint custody. And many times, the narcissistic parent will fight for custody, not even because they're equipped to be a decent parent, but to stick it to the person who's leaving them. How and why do people become narcissistic? You would think if it's all developmental, two people from the same family should end up in the same place. Things like birth order, what the children mean to the parents. Boys may be treated differently by girls. We know there's some sort of genetic elements to temperament. Some kids are more tightly wound, impulsive, hypersensitive, the things that could potentially be more predictive of narcissism. Was something going on in the parent's life during one child's childhood and not another? So there's a lot of things that could be at play. But it happens all the time. And one of the more heartbreaking narcissistic relationships people deal with. Because when you were very small, this was your playmate. Mm-hmm. I always say that your sibling is sometimes your only shared historian. Mm-hmm. There's pictures of you in the bath together. Like, they were your first playmate in some cases. And so the idea that you will be estranged from them or not have that relationship, a lot of people become angry. They have to grieve it. Like, this isn't fair. I want a cool sibling relationship. And so it can actually be a really devastating recognition. But it's interesting. When I've talked to people with narcissistic siblings, in almost every case, especially those who are 5 years or in age difference or closer, when there's big age gaps, it can make it a little harder because it's harder to sort of track that sibling because they're already doing such different things than you. Mm-hmm. But 5 years or less, they'll say, you know what? This kind of narcissistic coldness, entitlement, lack of empathy, that was seen in their sibling even when they were younger. How they played, how they shared, how they talked, how they fought, how they tried to compete for their parents. Many of them say, I hate to admit it, and I can understand why they wouldn't over-pathologize in childhood. They're like, I want this person to be my friend.